All right, so here with George Ducharme, and is this going to be a thing where, like, your colt trotters, like, you come in, do a Breeders' Crown, and then you just win the Hamiltonian at 2? You know what I mean?
Geez,
like,
that sounds like a good deal. I could do that. I haven't won a Breeders' Crown, so this would be a first.
Listen, that was my next thing. Is like royalty for life, finish second in the Breeders' Crown.
Yeah.
So, but he went on to win the Hamiltonian next year.
Correct.
Yep. So, would you sacrifice a Breeders' Crown to win next year's Hamiltonian?
I think I'd have to lean that way, yeah.
You would, even though you haven't won a Breeders' Crown.
Haven't won a Breeders' Crown, but there's just something about the Hamiltonian.
Something a Hamiltonian.
Yeah.
Do you?
And to think I could ever win 2 or have a chance to, it's pretty amazing thing.
That's the wrong answer, though. You're supposed to say, no, I'm going to win the Breeders' Crown, and then win the Hamiltonian the following year.
I like that. That sounds good to me. Yeah.
Listen, that one's for free.
Okay.
Like that advice is for free.
I appreciate that.
As much, like, let's do both, because Royalty for Life was your only Breeders' Crown starter.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that was at 2, and then at 3, he made it to the final.
He was in the elimination, but he had a bone chip in a knee, and we scratched him out of the final.
Right. So he had a rough, but man, that 6 months was I mean, even though he finished second in the final, you still knew you had a Hamiltonian horse.
Yes,
right?
he proved he was at that caliber with the Grand Circuit horses.
So, listen, everybody's going to say, how does this horse compare? And I don't want to compare the actual horse, but the experience of, man, I got a 2-year-old colt trotter, and man, he's doing well in the Breeders' Crown. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's the time is I've learned over the years to better manage horses also.
Oh, okay.
Back then, I mean, that was our first shot at it.
You're just like, yeah, whatever.
Let's go and do this.
We'll race every race. We'll win everything.
Yeah, I'd like to think I've learned more and do the right thing by the horse a little more now.
Is that something that you worked with testing? Like,
yeah, when we qualified him in June, he just wasn't 100%. Just growthy things, nothing major. So we backed off on him and got him ready for this, and right now he's on the right path anyway, so hopefully next week it pays off. That
was something that you learned with other horses, like, hey, we need to kind of back off here and maybe prep him, because listen, there's a lot of money to be won early in June and July and August, but there's a ton of money
in the fall.
In the fall too. And not that many horses. It's like 2 different seasons for 2-year-olds.
Yes.
Because you have those early horses. And I mean, I say it all the time, the Peter Houghton winners who win on Hamiltonian Day do not come back and even do well in the Hamiltonian. Forget about winning it.
Yeah, it's very hard to have them, a 2-year-old, the speeds we go, to stay good all year. It's just almost impossible. So
were you kind of angling for this race with this horse?
Well, no, we were trying to get him ready earlier, but when we decided to back off on him, that was my plan. The kindergarten legs, if he's good, we'll go to Lexington, which we did.
Right.
And then come here if he continued to show us he was ready for this.
And then just see the growth. And okay, so that's kind of nice that you have that kind of attitude about the horse, and your partners all supported that?
Yep, the owners were. I mean, obviously they were a little disappointed early, but
no reason to be disappointed now.
No, it's all worked out just how I
and now,
planned
I mean,
at
everything
this
is
point.
just icing, right? Because you know you got a good horse, and he's good, and he wins the elim, and I mean, this is just icing. You want to win the Breeders' Crown, obviously.
Absolutely, but now we know we got a horse for next year also that can race in the top classes.
Do you think that because you've won, like, going back to before you won the Hamiltonian, I would imagine that week was just good and bad, stressful, right?
Oh, very, very.
But this, because you've won a major race already, and you've learned, and you're continuing to learn, you can kind of maybe enjoy this week?
I'll try to enjoy it more than I did then. Yeah, then it was very stressful. This, I think, I'm getting older, and I think you learn to handle things differently.
Is testing a horse that makes it easy on you?
Yeah, he's good on himself, and he makes it easy,
Because that's always stressful when you see, listen, this year, Hamiltonian, all the horses were knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Whether it's on the track, off the track, steering, pulling up, braking, like shoeing.
All had issues,
None of the horses were, and even Captain Corey, they're like, what, hey, we don't know, we're not confident.
What we're going to get, right.
So when you get a horse, even if he's a freshman, like, that's kind of nice that you're like, all right, I kind of know this horse. He's going to do his job, and, we just need to make sure he's prepped right.
That's the goal right now, just keep him sound, happy, and we know right now he's tight enough, and hopefully we just keep him together and he does his thing.
And you got a pretty good driver on him. He's all right.
Yeah, I think anybody
he's won a couple of these things. You know, and he's had, you know, he won the most Breeders' Crown in one night.
Yes, I know that. Yeah. So he's got enough experience.
You got to tell him, listen, we gotta go 6. We gotta go 6. He won 5.
Yeah.
I will do my part, and let's go win 6.
Yeah,
right?
that sounds like I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that plan too.
And you're driving back to Vernon.
Yep, we'll go back, keep him in his normal routine. And then we'll come down next week for detention and hopefully be ready to roll.
And it hopefully won't snow.
No, right, well, no.
There, because you're driving about 8 hours north, I feel like.
No, it isn't quite that far, but no, the weather isn't beautiful this time of year, but it's supposed to be in the mid-50s all week, so.
It's like that area is beautiful for horses.
Yes.
Because it is, though, you get those crisp mornings and the sun comes out and it's, like you said, 50, 60 degrees.
It's nice. We turn him out. I got a little farm, and we turn him out. He can go eat grass for a few hours in the morning, bring him into his work. So it works out nice.
Overall, it's going to be a nice, hopefully less stressful week for you.
Well, I'm sure there'll be enough stress involved, but I think I can handle it a little better than I used to.
There's good stress.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What would be, now like, other than the race, what's usually the most stressful thing during the week? Is it his training day? Is it the draw? Is it the travel? Like, what do you...
It's just the draw and see, you know,
okay,
I think
so
that's the biggest thing. That part's taken care of.
So we got that out of the way. He's going to draw inside
1 through 5,
1 through 5 or 6, whatever it is. But that's a good post here.
Yeah.
And so that part's out of the way. You just got to hope that he
came out of the race good, and then we'll go and have a nice soft week.
Everything's good. He's in the detention barn. He's chilling out. He's enjoying himself. So
yeah, everything's going. Hopefully, keep going the way it's planned for another 7 days.
Either way, you know, I mean, listen, we got to look forward to next year's Hamiltonian because
absolutely. He's got a future past next week.
Right, you win one of these races, and it's like, okay, that's a horse he's on everybody's notebook now.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to deal with guys like me coming to bother you, doing interviews, doing phone interviews. Have you picked up Zoom lately?
No, I'm not a big social media guy.
You're gonna have to start. This is the problem when you start winning big races.
This
is the downfall.
So I can't just have Ken call me like he did this week. It's gonna be more than that.
No, it's gonna be bothered. They're gonna be like, hey, you're gonna have to do special photo shoots and all this stuff. Like, so if you need media training, I will help you.
I will.
You know
I can use all the help I can get.
Yes, absolutely. So enjoy the week and good job, man.
All right, thank you very much.
And we'll see you for the final.
We'll be here.
Thank you.